Whenever I speak, it's proof that I know ball. Five aside, everything ball knowledge. When I see her walking, I nod, cause I know ball. Five aside, everything ball knowledge. When she turns and smiles, it's proof that she knows ball. Five aside, everything ball knowledge.
Production. Bro, I woke up by 7:30 a.m. 7:29 a.m. My alarm rang at 7:29 a.m. Because I felt something in my chest that it would be a nice hate watch.
When last the man you actually even win
Anyway.
on kickoff day?
It's a good
Is
question.
that for real?
I
We didn't
mean,
win last season.
this last season that we played Arsenal, that we lost.
Yeah, we didn't win last
That
season.
we did shout, oh, it was a close game. We balled it.
Anyway, how do you guys feel? How was the game? How do you feel the game was, Toby? How was that, Toby? Now you can go. Toby, what's up?
I think the game felt pretty much how I expected it to feel. United will dominate possession because they have to. But again, it goes back to what we were last season. When United have the ball majority of the time, they don't create that much. And so you find Hall being very comfortable just sitting back, heading our crosses away. There's not really that much that we were doing. And then they get us on 2 set pieces. And that's the game. So it went about how I would expect. So
That's true. I agree with you. Especially, I feel like Bruno's superpower is transition moments. If he's not getting that much transition moments, I don't see him being as effective as he usually is. That's why I think Man U plays way better when they play against big boys.
and I would say this to you, because again, I saw on Twitter, somebody was like, man, look at how stacked our midfield is. And I was like, do they know? Do they know that our best player, Bruno Fernandes, cannot function if the team does not solely rely on everything that he does? Do they know that when Bruno is playing games where everybody is having an opportunity to create chances, Bruno Fernandes is absent from the game? He is not effective in the game. And so you find yourself as the manager, if you're Carrick now, having to bend your own team towards what Bruno wants. Because he can't play the game, he can't play ball any other way. So that's why it's going to be interesting for United this season. And Carrick himself, when he's trying to coach this team and realize that, if we want to have any type of sustained success, we need to be brave enough to move away from Bruno Fernandes. But, 21 assists, that's what they care about. They don't care about anything else. So, but it's cool. It's cool.
Well,
what you
they push blame, go the wrong place. Nobody say blame no go part of this problem for this game, but if you move Bruno from this game, rubbish should still have happened. You are focusing on the wrong problem. Like,
that's fine. If rubbish still happens, that's fine.
It was a successful hate watch for me. I was telling Man U fans since last season that this is not our real face. This third position that we are carrying is because we are playing one game a week, and it's the second half of the season, and everybody is tired. But Carrick is the savior. And to be fair, he did good enough that it's crazy to fire somebody, or to let go of him and then go and start another thing. But obviously, that's why they brought him in, to just deceive Man U fans again and do, oh yeah, we'll play. Next thing we'll start the complaint, Carrick Out middle of the season. Another one, next thing interim coach, just hold manager him, or we'll end the season, we'll fire him, get new coach. I'm just tired, bro. The main problem are the fucking owners. That's really it's forget all this one we're talking, we're going up and down. It's the fucking owners. They are the ones that make the decision. Why did they buy players so last minute?
David, how far now?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Is that your jersey? Is that the new jersey?
What?
Is that the new jersey?
No. This is one when Cristiano signed.
Oh, okay. What's up? How do you see the game? How was the game for you today?
Well, United just still can't defend crosses in the big 26. I mean, very slow in terms of build up, but I expected that because that's kind of how we're playing all preseason. But I have two main issues. I think number one is I really don't like Carrick not sticking with the guys who played preseason and at least giving them a game. Because a lot of the guys, like Bruno came in our last preseason game. Bruno came in our last preseason game and he played pretty terribly against Milan. Same with Yuri Tielemans, and he decided to play them again today. Like, for example, guys like that have been there all preseason. Xerxes didn't get a single minute today. Mazraoui, Dalot has played more in preseason, but to be honest, that doesn't matter. I just feel like, again, our system is okay. I will get behind it, but it leaves the amount of times I had to see Tielemans try to cover ground because of the fact that, for example, in our when the opponent has the ball on their goal kicks, like we have to push up on their center mids. So if they get beat, he has to cover ground to go back. And because of how deep we are in build-up, he has to cover ground to go forward. And that's just not his game. So I think with Tielemans, if we want to play Tielemans, we have to use a midfield three. But aside from that, I need Bruno and Maguire going for my club, man. I'm tired.
I was going to ask about, because I agree with you actually, because that first half specifically, I don't know. Okay, I guess maybe that's the point of Baleba. There doesn't seem to be enough physicality in that midfield. I feel like it's easy to harass them and to outmuscle them. And I don't want to go too hard on Heaven though, but he really, really struggled against me, Big Bunny.
Yeah.
That was very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he's 18. He's 19, 18. He'll have games like that. Like, physical defenders will do that to you. So it's like, he'll learn. And I'm not too worried about him. He's a good player. I'm not too worried about him.
Anyway, so is it too early to say Carrick out?
Yeah, way too early. I mean, it's just...
I would say for me, honestly, my issue is not even with Carrick. Again, like I've said it last season, it has nothing to do with Carrick.
Yeah, it has nothing to do
with It has everything to do with the fact that United cannot accept that they need to suck first. They need to be horrible. You're 13 years removed from winning the league. You're almost 20 years removed from winning the Champions League. If you really want to get back to this top, man, you have to agree that you will be really bad first before you start getting good. Just be patient. So I would say even for Carrick, I wouldn't even say Carrick out because it defeats almost the purpose of why I had Amorim in, which is you have to go through these bad times. So I would say for Carrick, this is more reason why you should keep him. Let him be able to coach him. Let's see if he can coach himself out of this. Let's see if he can build a team properly out of this. Instead of just chasing him, let's actually go through it. You know what I'm saying? Do I think he's the right guy? No, I do not. But the whole thesis of this is that give guys time to actually do stuff.
So he can grow into the right guy.
Let him grow into the right guy. Give him the opportunity to do that. But United fans, because I know they are fake. I know United fans are so fake. They will not be patient with him because all they care about is winning today. That is all they care about. They care about, can I win today and tweet about it?
That's all
they care about. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else.
They want to banter Arsenal fans.
They just want to banter Arsenal. And Arsenal won the league. Arsenal were almost going to win the Champions League last season. But no. And maybe, in a weird way, I might never forgive United for sacking Amorim. Not because it's Amorim, but because now if we didn't sack him, we would have probably got Champions League anyway this last season. But if we didn't sack him now, that's 2.5 years of actual things that we've built. And this could have been a real season that we challenge. But no, we're probably going to waste 2 more years on Carrick. And that's going to be 5 years of doing absolutely nothing. Then we go and get another manager and start again. How many more years do that take? Do they want me to have my first child before we start getting serious? So it's like, when you understand the compounding interest of what United are doing, it makes me so upset. It is really compounding the mistakes that they're making. And I can't, sometimes I just don't understand this. I don't get it.
So it seems like both of you are basically feel this thing has to move on from Bruno.
100%.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
Absolutely. It's like you guys is Aubameyang. Like, fine, he's doing what you guys need to do right now to survive. But if you want to go anywhere real, the team has to learn how to survive without Aubameyang. It was the same thing. I think Aubameyang gave you guys an easier out because he was still a lot to handle behind the scenes, you know, and Arteta had like kind of every right to be like, let's move on from him. And with Bruno, it's harder to do that because he's like your model citizen, I guess. But in terms of on the field effects, where a team is so over reliant on one person, it's not a recipe for success. It has to spread out. People have to feel like they're really contributing. So I appreciate him for when United sucked. You know, when United sucked, we needed something fun to watch. I appreciate it. But now I want to win. I want to be serious about winning. This is not the player that's going to take us there.
Yeah, also, real quick, I want to say something about Bruno as well. I think one of the biggest things that I do not like about Bruno, I haven't liked about Bruno for some time, because me being Bruno out is not, oh, this just happened. This has been my feeling about him for the longest time. And it's simply because of the lack of control in his game. It's such a big issue because the way he plays, you have to live and die by Bruno Fernandes' decisions. And that to me is unacceptable. Like, even from, since he signed for the club, and that's why I'm saying, and that's why I've always been of the opinion that, you see, two things that I will forever hate in football is goals and its assists. And those are the biggest things that people bring when talking about certain players, when they have to, when they don't have to critically think about how the players help a team. They're like, well, how many goals did he score? It's such a cop-out way to analyze how effective someone is for your team. And that is the reason why 8 years on, United are still stuck with Bruno Fernandes. Because last season, he gave us 21 assists. Horrible season, yeah. And we had a fake title challenge in the middle of the season. But he gave us 21 assists. That is the biggest thing. Because people tend to disregard other parts of the game because he's assisting and he's scoring. This guy lacks severely in so many other parts of the game. But people don't care about it because at the end of the game on the stat sheet, we have Bruno Fernandes on the stat sheet. He scored or he assisted.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Sorry, I want to ask a question. Was it 20 assists or 21?
21. It was 21.
Yeah.
We'll give him the 21. Maybe that's what he likes. We'll give him the 21. Take your 21 assists. You said it was dick riding himself last season after 21 assists. Take your 21 assists. We'll give you 21 assists. But Goga, come on from this club.
No, I love what you said. I think that stuff probably much is one of the effects of the whole Messi and Ronaldo era, where like people forget that football is actually a team game. It's about winning. There's this over-fixation on individual players' goals and assists. That still, you remember Ronaldo moved to Juventus, where basically Juventus became a worst team.
Yeah,
worst team overall.
Worst team overall. They underperformed both in the league and in the Champions League. But all people could say, but Ronaldo scored more goals. I was like, okay, look at, as a team, did they score more or did he score more? But no one wants to talk about that. But forget even Bruno himself. I was going to say, the same conversation with like the whole, I think Ødegaard is someone on the other end of the spectrum, where he's such a control-based player, like a whole Bernardo Silva, Fabian Ruiz player. And Bruno is on the other end, where he's like literally a player who depends on teams that play in transition. But yeah, they get compared with GA. Completely different profiles. Yeah, low-key, I love Messi and Ronaldo, but I think they might have ruined football analysis completely.
No, they definitely changed the perception of what people think a good season is or a good player is, honestly. And it's like, brother, those two were not normal. Like, they were not normal at all. And because even when you talk about Ballon d'Or conversations, it's so hard to even now, like, because again, we don't have the specific of, well, Messi scored 91 goals, so obviously we have an obvious. Yeah. You have to actually now watch the games and be like, all right, this guy is affecting the game in a way that is more than just what we're seeing from just goals and assists. So it will take some time. It's really the team win. So it takes some time for things to for people to now come back to the center and start really thinking about, all right, who's the best player in the world outside of goals and assists? And then for United, I don't know. But maybe there's something in Bruno's contract that stipulates that he has to keep playing no matter what.
There has to be.
There has to be something in his contract that says no matter what happens, Bruno Fernandes has to keep playing. He has to be on the field.
But what about the new players? The new players are about Tielemans and co. Because I think Tielemans has performed personally in this game.
But I think Tielemans. What? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I think Tielemans, I don't think he was as good as I would have expected. He struggled. He struggled in midfield.
That's fine. Honestly, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, and that's you have to have the patience for it. He struggled, but also now that's why the Ballon signing is important, because now you have guys that can actually. Because again, he's not a box-to-box guy. He's not a back-to-front guy. He's
No,
he plays this
exactly.
position really well. So Balib's there for that. And if you're now combining with Bruno, is Bruno disciplined enough to hold his position when he's disciplined enough to stay where he's told to stay? That's why I would also even back to the Ødegaard and Bruno thing. I would really prefer Ødegaard because he's a lot more controlled. He's a lot more disciplined in what the game plan is. Bruno is so erratic. At 31 years old, he's so erratic. At some point, you have to calm down. You just control the game. But we'll find a new contract.
Anyway, I think that was all. Good convo, guys.
Yeah.
It ran a bit longer than I expected.
I do want to say this. I do want to say this though. I am not Carrick out. It's not like I don't hope Carrick doesn't do well. It's just we had the opportunity to be something real with Amorim, and you just throw that away. And again, if you gave Carrick the job, not even because he won games last season, but on the basis of, I like the way Carrick plays, and I think that we can build on something that Carrick does. I would have really loved that. But United did not give Carrick the job based on how he played. They gave him the job because he was winning games, and that was able to alleviate some pressure. And I'm like, that right now for United, that's not the point. The winning is not the point right now. We have to be okay with being bad to get back to being good. And Carrick might fall into the same situation of, if we don't win games, now he's gone. How does that affect his own career outside of Man United? It's the same, and you're not going to that same cycle. So it's just like, I'm exhausted, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of going through the same shit. I'm tired. But rooting for him, hope he does decently well. And I don't hate him. So I just hope they do all right.
All right, guys. It's been nice talking to you today. We'll see you on future episodes for sure. And
Yes.
David, you too. And hopefully you guys can actually come to the studio so we can shoot in person.
Yeah, I'm actually should be a lot closer to you guys. Oh, we should be a lot closer because we moved recently.
Oh, okay. All right, man.
We should be a lot closer to you guys.
Peace.
All right.
And y'all keep watching 5-a-side.
Yes, keep watching 5-a-side.
Yep.
Everything ball knowledge. When I see her walking, I nod, cause I know ball. 5-a-side, everything ball knowledge. When she turns and smiles, it's proof that she knows ball. 5-a-side, everything ball knowledge.